What's up guys, your boy Cameron from CKEVs, and today we're going to talk about the ultimate guide to home charging your brand new EV, whether it's a Model 3, Model Y, Cybertruck, or any other EV. So stay tuned, I'll break down the cost, what fits your needs, and the speed of each charger that you can install at your home. Let's get it. One of the biggest questions people ask before buying a Tesla: how do you charge it at home? How long does it take? And how much does it cost to install the infrastructure in your home? And do I need to install any expensive equipment as well? Today I'm breaking down everything you need to know about Tesla charging, whether it's level 1, level 2, and level 3 charging. Charging costs, charging speeds, installation costs, electricity costs, and which setup I recommend for most owners. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what charger is right for you. The biggest misconception about EVs is that you constantly are waiting around for them to charge, right? So, you know, like most people think, oh, it takes 24 hours to charge your battery and all this other stuff, when in actuality, you can get charging speeds in your house that can charge your car in less than 6 hours, guys, from 20 to 80%, and I'll show you how. The reality is most Tesla owners charge while they sleep. You know, it's not during the day, it's not when you're out and about, you gotta go home and charge real quick and go out. You know, it's a overnight thing, everyday thing, right? You come home, you plug it in, you go inside, you wake up with a full battery. Pretty easy, right? So let's start with the slowest way to charge your Tesla or your EV, and that is level 1 charging. Level 1 charging is just plugging up your charger, your mobile, either your Tesla mobile connector or, you know, your third-party mobile connector to a 120 volt outlet. That produces about 12 amps of power, and you get around 1.4 kilowatt of, you know, charging speed. So it's very, very, very slow, and I know it sounds a little crazy about all these terms, but I'll break it down to you. For example, right, the charging speed for Model 3 using this 120 volt outlet, your standard household outlet, is about 3 to 5 miles per hour for Model 3s, 3 to 5 miles per hour for Model Y, or Cybertruck 2 to 4 miles. So, and you gotta remember, this means if you plug in your Tesla overnight for 10 hours, you'll only get about 50 miles of range. So full range charging hours that would take with this standard wall outlet would be around 24 to 60 hours, depending on where your state of charge is at for the Model Y and 3, and then for a Cybertruck all-wheel drive will be about 85 to 95 hours. There's a lot of pros and cons to this method. I wouldn't recommend it, but if you don't drive a lot for work, or you stay at home and work at home, this is perfect for you. A lot of pros are there's no installation costs. Every garage has an outlet, you would think, or, you know, extension cord, whatever you want to do. Should be easy, right? It works anywhere. It is a great emergency backup. The cons is extremely slow, like I mentioned before, and doesn't work well for high mileage drivers like myself. Even though I only live 10 miles away from my store, you know, I'm going up and down 270, I'm going to the DC Baltimore getting inventory and stuff. Like, I need to have a full tank every time I wake up, you know? So right now I'm living in an apartment. As you can see, we're kind of in the process of moving to a house, but I still need a home charger, guys. Supercharging is fine, but you know. But anyway, if you only drive about 20-30 miles per day, this is perfect for you. If you drive anything higher than that, I don't think so. Yeah, before we start level 2 charging, we're going to talk about the Tesla mobile connector versus Tesla wall connector, because there's two different things. The Tesla mobile connector is a mobile brick that you can buy. They're about $300 right now on Tesla.com, and the new Gen 3s actually come with not power share, but bi-directional charging for the new Model Y premiums, whatever. Premiums. The new Model Y performances can bi-directional charge to other cars and other stuff. So that's what the new Gen is, but it's $300. They're not $250 in anymore. You can use the NEMA 1450 outlet with the mobile connector. It comes with a 120 volt kitchen appliance outlet, normal wall outlet, and then it comes with a 1450 NEMA, you know, plug-in, so you can adapt. You can take it out and switch it out to see, you know, to use each outlet that you need to use, and it costs about $300. The second option for level 2 charging is the wall connector. The wall connector is that nice white face. You know, it's wired into your circuit. It's wired into your breaker. It's nice, clean. It gets updates, and that's still level 2 charging. But that one can charge about, I think, 11.5 kilowatts of speed. So instead of 6 to 8 hours for a Model Y to charge on a NEMA 1450, this one will be about between like 4 to 5 hours. So it's a little bit faster. You really see the difference when it comes to Cybertruck because the battery is so big. But either or, the cheaper thing to do is to install the outlet and use the NEMA 1450 mobile adapter with it. Or if you really want to get the best bang for your buck and go higher speeds, it's going to cost more to install. You can get the Tesla wall connector, and that runs you about $400, $450. Back to level 2 charging. Level 2 charging uses a Tesla mobile connector or any type of mobile connector to plug into a NEMA 1450 outlet, which is a 240 volt outlet commonly used for RVs and heavy appliances, or like your dryer machine or whatever. The equipment that you need to do this level 2 charging is a Tesla mobile connector, which is $300, like I said, a NEMA 1450 adapter, and a NEMA 1450 outlet in your house. My new house will come with that installed in the garage next to the breaker, but I'm going to upgrade it to a wall connector once I get my Cybertruck because, as you know, Cybertruck just take longer to charge on these 1450 outlets, and I drive a lot, so I don't want to wait 3 days to charge from, let's say I'm charging from 60 to 80% and I get to 79 or whatever, and I'm driving to 20% every day. Like, I won't catch up on that charge until, I'm not working, so, or I'm not driving as much. So at first I'm gonna use the NEMA 1450 outlet because it's still really good. It gives out 240 volts of power, 32 amps, around 7.7 kilowatts of power, of speed. About 25 to 30 miles per hour, which is pretty good. So Model Y on the NEMA 1450 from 20 to 80% is about 5 to 6 hours, and full charge is about 9 to 10 from 0 to 100. Cybertruck all-wheel drive with the same outlet is about 8 to 10 hours, full charge is about 15 to 17 hours from 0 to 100%. My off-peak hours for my electric company, I can charge overnight from 11 to 6, is 2 cents off per kilowatt hour, and that's only 7 hours. So it's like, I can make do. It just depends on the conditions, if it's too cold outside, because there is some dissipation when it comes to charging. If it's cold outside, you're paying for electricity coming in, but it's getting lost because of the cold. So the installation cost for this outlet or the wall connector to put right into your panel is about $500 to $1,000 for the outlet and about $800 to $1,500 for the wall connector. It just depends on if you need more electrical work, you gotta get it wired somewhere else from your basement panel or whatever. It just depends for you. The pros about this method for level 2 charging is great value, charges overnight easily, and it's a lower cost than the wall connector using the 1450 outlet. The cons: this 1450 NEMA is slightly slower than the wall connector, but if you drive a Model Y or 3, you won't notice the Cybertruck. If you drive a lot like me, I might notice it. Like, I may give it some time and then do it, but I'm pretty fancy, so I love me my wall connector. But honestly, if you're truly trying to save money, use the NEMA 1450 outlet paired with the mobile connector. It's not that bad. It's actually really good. It's more than enough for most Tesla owners. Probably more than enough for me with a Cybertruck when I get it in. So you can come home nearly empty and still wake up with a full battery. And not every day I'm driving to an hour or two away. It's like maybe once a week, if that. So it's like, besides that, I'm driving around the city, so I may not need a wall connector. I just want it because it looks fancy and nice, right? So that was a NEMA 1450. Really good bang for your buck, the cheaper option, and I think it's good for most Tesla owners, 90% of people, honestly. Maybe 95% of EV drivers. Now, another step to level 2, we're going to talk about specifically the Tesla wall connector. The Tesla wall connector is the best home setup that Tesla offers. The equipment that you need is a Tesla wall connector. You need a dedicated 60 amp circuit for your breaker box, and you need a professional to install this. Do not go cheap on these installations on the wall connector or the NEMA 1450, because if you burn down your house and your homeowner's insurance sees that you didn't go through a licensed electrician to get this installed, you are on the hook for that mortgage. We've seen it happen before. Cars don't really burn down. People have all this thing about Teslas burning down. They don't burn down. But the most time when these house fires happen is when people go the cheap way when installing an outlet for their house. So don't do that, please. The wall connector costs about $420 for the unit itself, and installation for this could be between $500 to $1,500. It just depends on where your panel's at, depends on how much wiring you need, and depends on your panel to see if you need any upgrades or anything like that. It outputs the same 240 volts, but it's up to 48 amps though total, right? So you get about 11.5 kilowatts of power to your car continuously. In normal people's terms, it's up to 44 miles of range per hour versus 25 to 30 with the NEMA 1450. So it is a big jump. So for Model Y charging times with this wall connector, you'll be about 20 to 80% in 3 to 4 hours. And then full charge in 6 to 8 from 0 to 60. That's just pretty good. For Cybertruck, it's very fast. 20 to 80% is 5 to 7 hours. And a full charge is about 11 to 13 hours, which isn't too bad at all if you're 0 to 100%. The features on this is not just the outlet, it's actually a unit, as you can see. You get Wi-Fi connectivity, you get software updates, you get power sharing with multiple Teslas, and I will get back into that in a little bit. You get a clean and permanent installation. You can't bring this, white thing with you. It stays with the house. So the power sharing thing is like you can hook up 2 wall connectors to one circuit, and then you can charge one Tesla and you can set it to be like, okay, like once this car hits 80%, start charging my other one. So it's 2 units to one panel, to one circuit, into both cars. It'll keep on balance. Okay, this car needs to charge first, this car needs to charge second. I might get that if I have 2 Teslas, but I'm not rich yet, guys, so make sure to comment, like, subscribe. The main talking point when it comes to the wall connector is it charges about 40-50% faster than your mobile connector. So it is a lot faster, don't get twisted. But the biggest advantage is convenience. The cable's longer, it's mounted, it looks cleaner. It's really great for a long-term solution if you own the home, right? My personal section for my new house, I'm still deciding to stick between the NEMA 1450 or the Tesla wall connector. Realistically, both will charge my Model Y overnight, but Cybertruck, you know, it may, you know, not, right? Now, level 3. A lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't know about level 3. Everyone knows about level 3. Level 3 charging Teslas is the Superchargers, Electrify America, anything that's 100 kilowatts or 150 kilowatts of charging speed and faster is considered DC fast charging, right? So your Tesla Superchargers, you know, V2 Superchargers go up to 150 kilowatts of power speed. V3s get up to 250, and that's what my car maxes out at 250 with the curve. V4s currently get up to 250, but they can be unlocked for 500 for Cybertrucks in the future. Charging speed for Model Ys using a DC fast charger or level 3 is about 1,000 miles per hour equivalent. Cybertruck is about a 900 plus miles per hour equivalent. So a Model Y in peak conditions, a supercharger will charge from 10 to 80% in 30 to 40 minutes. 20% in about 25 and 30 minutes, right? From 20 to 80. Cybertruck all-wheel drive from 10 to 80%, it gets about 30 to 40 minutes, and 20 to 80 gets about like 35. So, you know, it's damn near the same. Charging is the fastest when the battery is low. The closer you are to 0%, the faster you're going to get to 80. It's kind of like when you're in a parking lot, right? It's hard to find a parking spot when everything is crowded, right? You can't see who's open, this and that in a Walmart parking lot. Versus if you're going to a Toys R Us parking lot, they don't exist no more. It's easy to find parking, you know. It's empty. So if you use that analogy when it comes to charging, yeah. So even the distance from my house to my supercharger is like 10 minutes, right? So it's like I know, like in the wintertime, I can't get the full speed because I'm traveling so short of a distance and my battery doesn't have enough time to heat up to get to the peak charging speeds. Now, say I live 30 minutes from the charger, I always would hit the peak speeds, but I don't. So, but in summertime I do because it's warm, so it's pretty good. The pros about supercharging is pretty fast, perfect for road trips because that's a whole different thing. It's perfect for road trips. Largest fast charging network in America is Tesla Superchargers. Only cons is it's way more expensive than charging at home. At home, my kilowatt per hour charging rate overnight should be about 12 cents per kilowatt hour all in. Charging in public, it's like 48 cents, 50 cents per kilowatt hour, and then overnight it might be 20, 19 cents per kilowatt hour overnight. So I go overnight, you know, and past 9 o'clock, my chargers have a peak rate and an off-peak rate. The off-peak rate for mine is like 33 cents. The on-peak is 48 cents. So tonight I'm going to go and charge at 33 cents per kilowatt hour. Thank you very much. Now I spend almost $300 a month on supercharging. So I can't wait to move into my house. Let's just say that. So quick comparison to just refresh everything. Level 1 is your standard house outlet. 1.4 kilowatts of power. You get 3 to 5 miles per hour, right? Mobile connector plus the 1450 outlet, you know, the dryer outlet, is 7.7 kilowatts of power. You get about between 25 to 30 miles per hour. For a Tesla wall connector, the shiny white one, it's 11.5 kilowatts of power in your house. You get about between 35 to 44 miles per hour, which is really fast. Supercharger V3s get about 250 kilowatts of power to your car at peak conditions, and that's about 1,000 miles per hour. You're not there for the whole hour, so let's say it's like 500 miles in 30 minutes or whatever. If you don't drive too much, I say the level 1 can work, right? If you want your best bang for your buck, upgrade, get that 1450 NEMA outlet and adapter and mobile connector for that. Sweet, you're solid. You're gonna be, even with a Cybertruck, I think I'll be fine, right? So it's like, you know, I'm not Mr. Busy, so, you know, that should be good, right? But if you really want to go all out, have a nice premium setup, long-term setup, get the Tesla wall connector. It's so tough. It's nice. Software updates. So if anything happens to your charger, for example, the 1450 is just a standard outlet, right? I can't tell if something's wrong with it unless the app says, oh, it's not charging, right? With the wall connector, it's a smart wall connector, right? So you can diagnose and see what's going on. You know, okay, like let me have an electrician come back. This is under warranty, boo, boo, right? So I'm thinking level 2 with a NEMA 1450 is the best for anybody, but let me know down below what you think. If this video helped you out, hit that like button, subscribe, CKEVs are doing videos every week now, guys, maybe twice a week. I'm going crazy editing. So what charging setup are you using for Tesla? Let me know down below. I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.